What's up, people? Gameplayer 2014 here. I'm going to be answering two questions. Is YouTube killing itself, and if so, how? Well, the answer is yes, YouTube is killing itself. Now, how is it doing that? Well, it's taking a barbed wire, a long strand of barbed wire, and it's tying a loop into it, so it kind of looks like a necklace loop. It'll fit around your, it should fit around your head. But you can also adjust it with the, with the right knot, you can adjust the size of the loop. And they're dipping the loop into some toxins, like Lysol, and they're just dipping toxic chemicals, dumping it into toxic chemicals, and then they're taking, they're getting up on the stool and they're mounting this barbed wire necklace-looking thing with the long tail. They're putting it on like a ceiling, and then they're putting their head through it, and they're tightening it up so it's nice and tight around their necks. And they're on the verge of kicking a stool underneath, so they're just dangling there like a used piece of garbage, or like a garbage bag stuck in a tree. Now, if you don't get the reference or to what I'm referencing to, then you're pretty blind. I'm just gonna say it's fucking hanging itself with barbed wire. Now, what I mean by that is that it's going through the Disney family-friendly route, where if you're not family-friendly, then you're not going to get monetized, and YouTube will suffer for that. And eventually, these big creators are going to start losing sponsors. Well, they may lose sponsors, they may not lose sponsors. I mean, I don't know, I can't tell the fucking future. I'm not Swami or whatever the fuck. I'm not a fucking Swami or whatever, or I don't fucking know. One of those future tellers. But, that's what it's doing. It's hanging itself. And these big creators, now these really big creators like PewDiePie, they have leverage over YouTube. They can say, I'm going to leave YouTube. If you demonetize me, I will leave YouTube and take every one of my fans with me. Which could be a whopping 100 million people. Now, let's just throw a number out there. Let's just say there's 200 million people subscribed to a shitload of big YouTubers, right? Now, these big YouTubers that have, 10 million subscribers, 30 million, 50 million, within that range, all those really, really enormous YouTubers, not like Jimmy Kimmel or fucking, but actual people that make this a living, like PewDiePie and Keemstar or whatever, maybe not Keemstar, but you know what I'm going on about. They can say, I'm taking my entire fan base over to, like, say, VidMe. Well, then it just lost 250 million people. Now, 250 million people, in perspective, is not a lot of people. Granted, there are over 7 billion people in existence to this day. And 250 million is around 2.5% of the population. Maybe less than that, even. But, let's just say it's 2% of human population. That's not a lot of people. But in YouTube's perspective, that's at least 50% of the entire fucking platform of viewers and possible ad revenue gone. People watching those ads to make advertisers. Advertisers are getting screwed out of this too, because people people that are famous and they're not getting monetized, those millions of potential ad viewers go away. They're gone. So YouTube is fucking over advertisers doing this shit. It's fucking itself over, and it's fucking the creators over. No, I'm not the one that should be saying anything, because I don't make money off of this shit. But it's just, I'm just throwing it out there because, I enjoy making these videos, but, it just gives me something to fucking do. And it gives me an excuse to use this Fortnite footage in the background. So, yeah. You could say I ran out of fucking ideas. And I'd say you'd be right. Anyway. But YouTube it's going to fail. It's going to fall. And I predict within the next 2 years, maybe not 2 years, what is it, 2017, so I want to say by 2020 YouTube will probably cease to exist as we know it. It may continue to exist, but it's going to be such a clusterfuck of a platform that another one like VidMe or hell even Facebook rises to the top and just smashes YouTube to the point where YouTube is just no longer profitable, to the point where it goes completely up and bankrupt. Google will have to sell it off at that point. But Google is a multi-trillion-dollar company and can do whatever the fuck it wants because it's got infinite money. But now, if you want to make a billion, I shouldn't say billion, I should say million. But if you want to make millions off of a website, create a better version of YouTube. Create a platform which is fair both to the advertisers and creators. You create and you just keep your neck out of it. You gotta put in like your, you gotta say, the creators we host on our website do not affect our personal beliefs. So if you associate one of their video claims, if they're fucking out of the world, if you associate our claims or their claims and their opinions and everything that they stand for with ours, we are telling you that we are not about any of that shit. Our beliefs are separate from theirs. Period. And then you can get out of a lot of shit that way. But and you're gonna have human life you have to have human life with with the support team. If you're gonna have a support team, you gotta have human life. You can have an automated system initially to say, okay, well, what kind of problem and who do we route you to? You can have that. A lot of phone companies have some shit like that. But you can't have just straight up animatronics doing all the work for you. Oh, well, it's cheaper. We're saving money. Yeah, you may be saving money, but so is your quality is going way down the shitter. I mean, look at YouTube. You have a better chance of winning the lottery 5 times in a row, if not 6 times in a row, than getting a human from YouTube support. Now, you have a better chance of winning the lottery once than getting a human from Facebook support team, but I'd rather take my chances with Facebook support than I would with YouTube support. Now, Mr. Matty Plays, I'm going to reference his video. Mr. Matty Plays goes on to say that he had a problem with his one video where it was monetized initially and then demonetized, or demonetized, then manually reviewed and the monetization reinstated. But even after that initial manual review, now manual review means human intervention, it was demonetized again. So the algorithm is ran by robots, of course, everybody would know that. But now how did they code it? Well, they used chimpanzees. The chimpanzees shit on the keyboard, smear the shit all over the keyboard, smash the keyboard against the table, and throw the keyboards as if they were throwing their own shit at each other. And not to mention a whole bunch of monkeys probably throwing shit all over the place, too. So, yeah, that's how they programmed their algorithm. They called that proficient coding, which in fact is chimpanzee coding. Garbage. But, going off topic. Now, everything is automated, so he got an automated. He went and he took pictures of the video, a picture of the video with the monetization issue. He set it to YouTube's Twitter, their Twitter bot, their support bot. He goes, okay, well, thank you for the bullshit. We'll look into it. And then the bot actually responded, we have looked into this issue and resolved it at 11:49 a.m. or some shit like that. Well, he went back and looked, and it wasn't resolved. In fact, the bot lied to him. So he says, this issue is not resolved. So the bot says, if you have an issue, if you think there is a mistake, please go to our review section. Now, what I can't understand is why this bot fucking lied to him in the first place. And then it clicked. YouTube does not want anybody to make money. If they're going through these ends and these odds and ends, and this is a conspiracy theory. Well, if you think about it, if they're willing to go through those ends to try to demonetize an entire channel that they feel is not family friendly, does it make any sense? If they were to go through all that, like say I get a couple thousand views. Say I'm averaging about 10,000 views a video, and I'm making money off YouTube. And YouTube says, you're not family friendly, how can we demonetize you without how do we get rid of you without taking your channel down? And we'll just say it's my livelihood, right? Let's choke him out. Let's demonetize every one of his videos. And then while he files a claim, we won't really remonetize it, but we'll just say we did and lie right to his face. Because nobody really checks. Now, keep that in mind. Now, nobody really pays attention to, people pay attention to this shit, but after they file the review, and the review says, oh, okay, well, we fixed your problem, you think somebody's going to go back and say, okay, yeah. You think, It's like a car, okay? The guy fixes your car, right? You have an oil leak. And the guy says, well, we fixed your oil leak for you. Are you going to go underneath your car and check? No. Normal people be like, oh, okay, cool, thanks, here's your money. And they're off the road to go. And then later discover the car is still leaking oil, but now it's leaking worse, and it's leaking more oil than ever. So you take it back to the guy and says, okay, yeah, I fixed it. You look underneath it. No, he didn't fix it. It's only after that happened that people will go back and start looking and paying attention. These bots are lying to your face when they tell you your problem has been solved. Go back and check to make sure the problem is solved. If it isn't, then all I can tell you is you got fucked over. And the only way to do it is if you try to get a human support team. Like I said, you have a better chance of winning the lottery 5 times back to back than getting a human, YouTube support. And that's how they were strangling these channels to death. They were these mid-tier channels that get like a couple 100,000 views. The lower tier channels, which usually get around under 100,000 views. The rookies, which the starting out people usually get under 1,000 views a video. They're choking them all out. They're really the rookie channels really just do this for fun. But all those the low tier channels and the mid tier channels, they're gonna get strangled out. You have to be top tier. You have to net millions of views. You have to net millions of views just to even do something. And these elite channels, which net 10 million views or more, they don't even care. Because they either got sponsors or they have such leverage over YouTube that YouTube can't do shit about them. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents into it. Into this YouTube demonized fucking bullshit. And remember to comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll catch you all later. Peace. I can't see my mouse, so there it is. Fucking sunlight.